From the East Bay to the North Bay, through wine country and up the scenic Northern California coast. This is Toastmasters District 57.
Well, welcome. This is a D57 podcast, keeping members of D57 informed and inspired, with hosts George Thompson and Donna Walters. Today's guests are Tiffany Dawn Jones and Charles Heron. Tiffany and Charles are this year's co-chairs for the D57 conference. Let me find out a little bit about each of you. Charles, how long have you been in Toastmasters, and what is your current position?
I've been in about 5-6 years, and current position right now is the Vice President of Education.
Very good. And Tiffany, again, how long have you been in Toastmasters, and what is your current position?
Thank you, George. I've been in Toastmasters for approximately 8 years. And currently I'm a member of a Cut Above Toastmasters Club in Hayward. And I am the VP of Education / treasurer of my club. And I'm also the District 57 Toastmasters Leadership Institute Dean. And I've been that for the last 2 years.
Oh, very good. So we've got some experienced Toastmasters here. Now, let's start with the big picture. What is the vision behind this year's conference theme? Carry the torch, honoring the past, igniting the future. Who wants to charge that one?
I'll take it.
Okay.
This year's conference theme, that, like you said, is carrying the torch, honoring the past, igniting the future. So this year's conference is unique. It's the final conference of District 57 before we transition into Districts 205 and 206. And District 57 has had a long history. Its existence since 1934. That's over 9 decades of history, growth, and transformation. So this conference represents a closing of a chapter and a bridge into the next, what comes next. So we're hoping to honoring the past, and igniting the future in at this conference.
Charles, what's your take on that?
I would agree that as far as bringing forth not only our traditions of District 57, but also transcending into our new district, whether it's 205 or 206, and bringing that torch, the envision of the torch of all of our members, all of our educations, all of our history into a new being. And I wholeheartedly agree with Tiffany.
Very good.
Can I add on to that?
Of course.
Of course. Thank you, Charles, for reminding me, because carrying the torch is a symbol of the Olympics, and we just had the Winter Olympics, so that was intentional, but also it's a symbol of passing from one to another. And in this case, the torch can be considered a microphone. So we're honoring the legacy, and then we're passing the torch to our next chapters. So,
what inspired both of you to take on the role of conference co-chairs? And what has surprised you the most so far?
I could take that one first. This is my first time I've worked with District 57. I've been to conferences before, and I like planning things. At work, I often plan training activities or activities that require some sort of planning, as meetings, as a variety of meetings. And I just wanted to get a taste of what District 57, and what really astounded me was the complexity of organizing a conference. Tiffany didn't really explain to me as far as the enormous scope of everything. When she sent me the Excel spreadsheet and I saw all the committees, the subcommittees, the requirement of each of those committees, organize all the committees into a whole cohesive one unit in order for that conference to thrive and become one being for everybody to attend. That is astounding. And I'm just dumbfounded by the fact that Tiffany has done this on her home, I think at least for 2 years now or more. And it's a real life experience.
Very good. Tiffany.
Why I am co-chair is because I was co-chair last year of the conference, and I have an experience. And I was asked by, and I couldn't say no to the current program quality director, who's Maureen. I am under her leadership as TLI Dean. So she asked me, and I was hesitant because it is a lot of work. But then the district director, Jeff, also asked me. So I couldn't say no because I really respect them both and wanted to help out. So that's why I'm here again this year. And it is a lot of work, but it's very satisfying. It's very stressful in a sense, but at the end of the day, at the conference and after the conference, you feel a sense of accomplishment because you bring the whole district together and it's pretty fun. So that's the reason why I'm doing it again.
As you mentioned, planning a conference is no small task. What does a day in the life look like for you right now?
Well,
Go ahead.
okay, I'll do it. We are a few weeks away, so it's getting intense. It is just putting all the pieces together. We're trying to get the education sessions, trainers, those booked. We have the foundation. We have a Esther Chambers, who is the last year's District 57 International Speech Contest winner. She'll be doing an education session. And then we also have Jeff and Sally, who's our current district director, Jeff, and the immediate past district director. They'll be doing an education session. So we're just getting more trainers involved and then putting all the pieces together. And Michael Notaro is going to be our keynote speaker. So it's a lot of work. So every day I'm contacting people, just trying to get information and get the agenda together. And so it's getting intense, but we have a few weeks. I'm confident we can do it, but it's a lot of work.
Charles.
I'm just playing catch up. A lot of the emails I get, I constantly read the emails that Tiffany sends me. I also correspond as far as the meeting notes. I look at those and just try to figure out where we're going. I'm more of a soundboard for Tiffany because she has a lot going on and she'll ask me some feedback as far as conference education experience, some of the keynote speakers, how this activity might sound for our members coming to the conference. And that's kind of the day-to-day activity of a person that's a co-chair that just started off.
Well, let me chime in here because Charles is more than a sounding board. He's the calmness to my frenetic energy because I get really stressed out and really, I don't know. He just calms me down and says, "Okay, Tiffany, it's okay. You're doing fine, and we'll go from there." So I appreciate it.
Donna, I think Donna had some questions too.
Yes. Let's get into the conference. What are one or two moments or experiences at this year's conference that you're especially excited for attendees to experience?
I'll take it. Every conference, what's the most exciting part of it is the contests. So this year we have there's two contests, the international speech contest, but there's a table topics contest, which I have never seen a contest at the district level of table topics. So that's always the culmination and the highlight of the conference. And also our keynote speaker, Michael Notaro. He's been a long-term District 57 leader. He's also a past district governor. And I'm very excited about his keynote because he's a very good and dynamic speaker. So I'm looking forward to those two aspects. But also the networking and just the community. It's always great to come together as a district and just see the people that you see online. We have a lot of Zoom meetings, and just to see people in person, it's just different. And it's just, you make friends across California. And so that's what I'm looking forward to.
Charles, anything?
It'd be probably the culmination of all the clubs, the history of it, because I know that during our meetings, we talk about how we're going to bring in the focal point of integrating all the clubs and providing that material to those attending. And I just want to see the outcome of that. And it's one of those experiences that I don't think other conference had, where they start talking about how District 57 came about and the final culmination, which is in going into a different 205 or 206.
How
And I'll
are,
add to that. Can I
go
add
ahead.
something, Doc? What's interesting this year too is we have that component of igniting the future. We're inviting Gavel Club members to help with the contest. And the Gavel Club is youth who can't, to be a member of Toastmasters, you have to be 18 years or older, or you could be a part of a Gavel Club, which is hosted by Toastmasters. And this year, there's a Toastmaster group who will be inviting the Gavel Club members. So those will be youth who will be helping with the contest. And that's exciting because for me, when I first came to the conference, it just opened my eyes of what is possible. So just imagine the youth getting this experience early on. So that's going to be exciting. And that's all about igniting the future. So that's going to be a highlight as well.
Excellent. How are you designing this conference to serve both brand new Toastmasters and longtime members?
As far as brand new Toastmasters, we're formatting, of course, in the basic needs of a conference, which is to provide the speech contests, both the table topics and the regular speech contests, to provide them with the educational aspect of the Toastmasters meeting. And those are typical of conferences. Now, as far as our longtime members, our seasoned Toastmasters, one thing that we want to bring in as we spoke again is just the history of all the clubs. A lot of the new Toastmasters probably won't pick up on that because they are just focused on just the basic format. But the seasoned Toastmasters understand that there may be aspects of other clubs, and as such, they would want to understand how District 57 came about with all those clubs.
Okay, something I wanted to ask. What kind of help do you still need for the conference? And how would they contact you to volunteer?
I think Tiffany could get that.
Okay, thanks for that question, Donna, because the events like this don't happen without volunteers, and we still need a lot of help. As far as we sent out a call for proposals for education sessions, but those are coming in. But just the day of, we need room monitors. For the education sessions, we need people to work at the registration desk, and then hospitality. We need volunteers to help people know where things are. Even though the DoubleTree is a small venue, it's not like last year. It was at the Maritime Academy, and it was spread out. And so, but even being a small venue, still need people to help people, know where the bathroom is and things like that. So we actually are having our planning sessions every Friday at 7:30 p.m. on Zoom. And anyone who's interested in helping, they're welcome to join us on Zoom. And I can you could contact me. My email address. Do you want me to provide it, or I'm not sure how I should put out that information. Should it be an email address? Yeah. My email address is Tiffy Dawn Jones, TIFFYDAWNJONES @gmail.com. People can email me or Charles. Charles, what's your email address?
It's Charles_Heron, HERRON, @Comcast.net.
But also on the D57TM website, that information should be there. There's a conference page that gives you information and also a link for anyone who wants to volunteer. They can sign up via Google Forms. So anyone, we need lots of help.
Excellent. Where is the conference and how much does it cost?
Oh, the conference is at the DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel Sonoma Wine Country in Rohnert Park, California. So that's by Sonoma, little drive away for us. And right now, the tickets are $80 per ticket. That's the early bird cost. And with that cost, you get breakfast and lunch. And that early bird pricing is until April 30th, and then it goes up to 100. And then it'll be even more if you pay at the door. I think it's like 120 if you pay at the door. But yeah, it's $80 up until the 30th. But if you buy multiple tickets, if you buy 3 tickets, you get a 10% discount. So maybe someone at a club, there are clubs that have multiple people come and they can buy their tickets together and they get that 10% discount, which brings the ticket down to $72. And again, you can find the tickets on the d57tm.org website.
Okay. My last question. For someone on the fence about attending, what would you say to convince them?
One thing that I would tell go ahead, Tiffany.
No, you go, Charles. I'll go after you. You go. If you don't say what I was going to say, go ahead.
It is the last conference that we're going to have as a District 57. And for some of our seasoned members, it would be kind of a nostalgic event because we're never going to have a conference that ends a district and culminates into a newer district. And that's one of the things that it is a convincing factor, especially as I stated before, for a seasoned Toastmaster, for a new Toastmaster that hasn't really evolved itself into the districts and many of the clubs that it involves. It's the aspect of having 2 types of contests. You've got the table topics contest and the speech contest. That is a rare event because it truly is just the speech contest that is involved in the conferences. And of course, we've got the education experiences that we are setting up right now. It is always a good thing to go to these educational experiences, especially if you're new, because of course you get that skill set and you're able to bring that back to the club, and that skill set can be learned by other members. And that's how I'd convince both the seasoned and both the new Toastmasters. Tiffany?
And I'll add that attending the conference for the first time for me in 2004 really opened my eyes to the possibilities of what you can achieve as a Toastmaster. Yes, my club has always been amazing, but once you step outside your club and you see things happening on the district level, it just opens your eyes to the potential you have within yourself. And those people that you see on stage who come from all the division winner speech contests, they may have started just like I did, very shy, I didn't want to speak at all. But my club, like I said, it's helping me overcome that. But once I went to the conference and stepped out and realized what it's bigger than your individual club, and you don't realize that until you go. So I would just encourage everyone to go and experience it, especially since it's the last District 57 conference. Such a cohesive and wonderful community that I think it'll really open their eyes and just help them see the potential within themselves. So that's what I'd say.
It
Oh,
sounds
very
like it's
good.
going to be a wonderful experience. So for those that can
Yes, it
attend.
does. What do you hope that people will still be talking about in the weeks after the conference ends?
I know that the keynote speaker, Michael Navarro, I've seen him talk before. I know that he's going to provide an inspirational speech to everybody and probably on a high note as far as ending District 57 and transcending into a new district. I believe that's what I believe that many people will talk after the conference.
And also, it's our last District 57. I hope it will be memorable and people remember us. Although I'm excited about District 205 and District 206, there's benefits, but District 57, it'll just solidify it in our memories, and we can gather once again as a community, and then people will think about it as they move forward and bring in the qualities of District 57 into the new districts.
Are there any other areas that you'd like to talk about? Something that you want to bring up that we missed? Okay, I think we pretty well covered it then. And we want to thank Tiffany and Charles for allowing us to do this podcast and sharing their insights and how important your attendance is to this conference. And we thank you to District 57 and our podcast team for their support in this endeavor. Lisa Thompson and Hans Thoma. This has been a D57 production. Thank you.